Welcome back with our very special guest, Dr. Dorothy Height. You know, if you think about the crowning achievement of what it means to have the first American who happens to be black as president of the United States, you know, America has responded. America has shown her progress. But what about the progress of these young women who have these babies out of wedlock? These young men who are not in the household? These young men and women that drop out of high school feeling they don't need a college degree. As much as we may talk about the boogeyman and racism or whatever, don't you think that these things that people can do in terms of their own personal responsibility and accountability can put them much farther along towards that crowning achievement that you fought so hard for in your lifetime?
Well, I think I've been pleased to see the President Obama speak to the fact that we all have our responsibility. But you know, I take heart in this because I see young people who for the first time are interested in what's going on. And I think this is going to be a point of real inspiration to many young people. And I think I heard a little boy the other day, his mother said he was going to grow up and be president. I think some of these young people who have lost their way are going to have more of a sense of being involved because they see someone who looks like them as the most powerful man in the world today.
But when you say this, do you say it in the way that you feel they're going to be better husbands, they're going to be better wives, they're going to be better fathers, they're going to be better citizens? They're going to pursue education and the importance of it? Is that what you mean when you say they look at this man? Does it mean that being presidential is cool and I got to do better in my own life?
I think it means that, but I also think that it gives us all who are working on this, trying to help teenagers, help parents and the like, it gives us a new climate in which to work. Because now we can stress in a very real way that if you get yourself together, you have a better chance of moving ahead. You may not be the president, but you can certainly advance yourself. I think we've got a climate that's different to work in.
Do you think that your colleagues, and you're the dean of them all, in the movement, that they have, in order to remain relevant, now that they have this man as president of the United States, that they have to make people realize now that they're not victims, that they have to measure themselves up to become the potential, the things that you always fought for, because you always see the best in young people. And you want to bring out the best in young people. And I know it's very tragic to you to see the many different pathologists in these communities. But do you think that leadership has a role in making sure that young people understand that you've got a role to play too?
Yeah, and I think you have to talk to them to help them to see they're not the victims of someone else. They're the victims of their own. They make themselves victims. And I think they need to see that they have to take advantage of opportunity. The good thing about someone like the president-elect is that he lets you have an opportunity to say, you see what it means to have the best education, to be disciplined. If there's anything he has shown, and he is disciplined, to be able to walk into a situation and take hold, that if you prepare yourself, you can progress. And I think that's, to me, those are words that I heard back in my youth in my own home. But I think we can all now say that more loudly and clearly to young people and give them a new sense of hope, but also a new realization that they all have some talents that they have to stimulate. No one else can do it for them.
You were at Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream. You stood on that platform with him. What does it feel like today knowing that part of this dream, not all of it, but has been realized in the election of this man as president of the United States? Was that part of the dream?
I'm sure it was, because his dream was unlimited, and that was a part of it. But you know, there's something in the way that Barack Obama has conducted himself that makes me feel that I would say Dr. King came for his time, and I feel that Barack Obama is here for his time, and that he is bringing to us a new enthusiasm about the nature of our democracy and about our people and all people and how we can all work together.
How much work was it that you and people like Dr. King and Coretta Scott King, Whitney Young, A. Philip Randolph, Mahalia Jackson, people like Shirley Caesar, people like Shirley Chisholm, what people like Malcolm X, what was that journey like to just build the bridge? And even people like Jesse Jackson and John Lewis, people like Robert J. Brown out of High Point, North Carolina, Art Fletcher, who's now deceased. What was that bridge like to build, to see that bridge finally almost complete?
Well, you know, when you try to respond to what is needed, when you try to do the impossible, you reach a point where you feel that you may never see the results, but you will keep working. And in my lifetime, in the period that you talked about, when I realized how much time I spent just on lynching and on poll tax and on issues like the chain gangs, on the Scottsboro case, on the Emmett Till case, on the young people who were murdered in Mississippi during the Civil Rights Movement. I realized that these were very hard days. One felt almost like you were risking your life many times in what you were doing. But you know, driven by your faith and your dream that things can be better, you walk into many things and you do what you can.
Dorothy Height is our guest, and we'll be back. For more information on the Armstrong Williams Show, please visit us at www.armstrongwilliams.com. There you will find our syndicated column archive, links to our syndicated daily XM satellite show. You will also find our TV interviews with some of the most fascinating and intriguing people in the world. If you have questions or comments or recommended topics, if you or someone you know have a compelling story to share with our listeners, please don't hesitate to email us at arightside@aol.com.